Solace speaking. Hopefully everyone's well. First one in, please let me know if I'm clear over this music. There's a fly in here. I don't even smell like shit. You didn't hear that. As I said, I'm waiting for you all to get in here. Peace and wisdom, Tina Hewley. Can you let me know if I'm clear, please? This video is going to be short. I just instantly got sick. Salam, shalom. Can I get a sound check, please? Thank you. Peace and wisdom, Alandis. Guys, can you hear me? Flies, man. Thank you, Lion Zion. There's an African fly in here. I don't know why I don't smell like shit. I'm not sure. If there's some shit to come. I'm sorry, I didn't. That slipped out. The proper way of life. Peace and wisdom, page 3. Most of you guys are seeking the proper way of life. Y'all seek it in books and from men. If you get to a place where you can see beyond that, books and men that is, you will come to realize that life teaches us through tides. Life, or you can say the natures of life, display an example of how we're supposed to live. If you can get yourself to the proper vibration, like I said, you have honor and dishonor. These are your two vibrations, are signals that you can vibrate on as a mind. Of course, if you're dishonorable and vibrating on that frequency, you will draw it in from the negative sides of the conscious or the cosmic awareness. And if you're honorable and vibrating on that accord, salam, shalom, amin. Like I said, if you're honorable and you're vibrating on that accord, then you will draw in from the positive side of the cosmic awareness. You know, we all draw in from the macro mind, but whatever part of it we're vibrating on. Now, life in its natures display an example of how we're supposed to live through tides. When I say tides, I mean like the rivers. have the tide when it comes in, you have the tide when it goes. The menstrual waters, which is like rivers for a woman. How it comes and it goes, no different than the tides of the river. Meaning a woman reaches a point of ovulation and then she reaches a point of releasing the tide. You have the day and night tide. Same thing, the comings and goings of the thing. That being day in this example. Day comes, then it goes. Night is just the going of day, like what's left. Man and woman is a tide. A coming and a going, or a taking away. You have sow and reap. Oh my God, these flies are gonna kill me. My shotgun. Kill me a fly tonight. Indians. You can say the Indian style in this joint. Dom Knight 3000 said, one question. I always see the positive energy out of the worst negative energy all of my life. Yet people tend to see me, prejudge me, as I always get the worst. Yeah, I don't really understand you, but the results you get is the reflection of yourself. Everyone says they're positive, so you say like, I'm positive. That's the first sign that you're negative. Man see in reverse. Man born into the life he see out. So when he tell you a thing about himself, he don't know what he's talking about. Most men looked out, he never looked in. He already came to terms that, he positive. What do you need to check himself for? So you get it. He said, sorry, I'm just giving you perspective, Chip. Reflect on self, that's the point. Anybody could say they positive anything, but you need a foundation of life to live by. It's fair. Get that down, Pat. Then you don't have to judge people. You fair. If they ain't, y'all gonna have a little clash. Simple. Now, you have the sowing and reaping tide. This is when you plant something in the ground, and then over time the ground has to give you something back. I need a fly swatter. I apologize. You put a seed in the ground, you get the food back of the seed over time. Kind of like the comings and goings. Of course you eat the food. Meaning you take from the soil of the ground and you have to give back soil to the ground. This is your doo-doo. This is why, when people do on themselves, they be like, I soiled myself. Doo-doo is soil. Some of y'all, perhaps some black people see that. I'm sorry, let's keep this professional. So you have all these tides, these beautiful displays repeatedly shown to men. The message being displayed is balance, fair. So you have all those different examples: balance, fairness, meaning the duality, and each side getting its term of fairness. Mankind must be the tide, not the duality or what's coming and going. You have to be the example or like the example, meaning whatever's showing man this example, making the tide come, then making it go. Making a woman's menstrual cycle come, then making it go. The thing controlling that balance or that order is not coming and going with these things. It's like the horizon. Day comes, then it goes. The horizon is between this coming and going, or what's controlling it. And so, do you get my point? Nature's displaying the man. You have to be an extension of this order, not the duality of it. You get it? But what keeps the order? You follow? What keeps that order? Man has to learn to be that balance in his nature. And this is all dependent on his honesty, how honest he is with himself. This is what's going to determine if you can be fair. So, you have to learn from nature. Not men or books. If you don't know life, and you're reading books that have to do with the creation of life and different aspects of life, but you don't know life, like understand it, then it wouldn't matter what those books are saying, you're not going to understand it. You get my point? You reading the Bible is about the creation of physical life, existence itself. So now you read it. In the beginning, the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters in the darkness. So there's nothing in your mind to say, oh yeah, physical life starts with sperm cells and egg cells. Whether you're talking about a physical body or any physical thing, they have to all start the same. The life we live in have to be physical for us to live in it. And so it have to have the same orders of coming into existence. And so, if you understand life and you're reading the thing, then you understand it. Oh, this is the creation, meaning the Bible, Genesis, is the creation. Better than that, if you understand biology, then you know oogenesis. Oogenesis is basically sperm cell gets egg cell, what I just said. You have oogenesis, Deuteronomy. That's like deuterostomy. Deuterostomy. I forget how you say it. Look it up. Deuterostomy. This is when like the ass forms before the mouth. We're speaking like biology. Sperm cell gets egg cell. Fetus starts developing. When you're dealing with man, the ass develops before the mouth. That's called deuterostomy. And this is what Deuteronomy is about. You gotta remember there's cells inside the body. These cells, man. The world we live in is a body. So it's not talking about yours, but yours follow the same You get it? Follows the same accord. And so the cells migrate during that time, out of the ass and back in it. These is the germ cells. So it's like your Moses stuff. You have to grasp what you read, but you have to have a perspective of life. If not, physical life with your own eyeballs. Science of it, I suppose. Greg said, oh, he's retarded. We have a troll this evening. When one feels purposeless, then they forget their representation of their mama's vagina. Now we all know your mother. I should leave you on. Nah, we all know your mother has heroin addict vagina. Now where was I at? Tides. Dom Knight said, I see all that and I can adapt, and I'm not alone in this. I don't know what you mean, Cat Daddy. Salam, shalom. But most of y'all don't understand what fair is. Y'all think fair is whatever y'all want it to be whenever y'all want it to be. Fair is fair. And everybody knows what that is when they're being honest with themselves. So it's not a hard thing. It's just man have this aspect of himself where he like to play stupid. Follow? So y'all want to do what y'all want to do. And y'all like to alter y'all mind and try to alter others' minds to get a confirmation of that. This would make man unfair in his ways. Man unfair in his ways because he want his way. Man never take a time to think, I didn't make life, and I don't necessarily really know what's going on. I just got here. Maybe I should kick back and let the happenings happen. All I need to do is follow the example. Do you follow? Y'all try to control y'all life, but y'all don't even understand life. In that's the recipe for disaster. Do you follow? You don't know what a car is, but you just jumped in it. You follow? Life has its designs. Things y'all don't even pay attention to, like the natures I just explained, those tides. I haven't even begun to grasp or acknowledge or even notice, the teachings happening right before y'all eyes. The animals are teaching too, not them, but the animals are aspects of the natures of life. If you ever wondered, like, do animals think? No, they're like natures. They think, but they're like natures. So they have a nature, an instinct. But before you can learn from that, you have to learn from the simple things. The tides, the comings and the goings, and the balance between it. And so like I said, man wants to control life on his own. Think fear is getting his own way. He know it's not, but he tries to make it that way. And so you follow? If man could grasp getting his own way is the way to self-destruction, then he wouldn't do that. He would just be fair and say, I'm going to just be fair in my ways and make sure everything is fair that I involve myself in. And that, he reap from the reward, which is life. You know, the Bashir. The good news. What good news? Life. Everything else that is not fair are displays that they can be that example that nature is showing. Will be like the duality, or what comes and goes. And so most people live like that. They have their good moments, their bad moments. They wake up feeling like shit. Maybe by the afternoon they feel a little better. Maybe by evening back to feeling like shit again. And they live in these comings and goings, never paying attention to it. Meaning physically they have hardships, then they get a break from these hardships, then back to hardship, then you follow. On an emotional level, they have a lot of built up animosity, a lot of bad experience they never let go. It comes and goes. They're never just emotionally stable, all of that being done with. On a mental level, same thing. Indecisive, coming and going, anxious, anxiety. And it's because of what I just said. Y'all are like the comings and goings until y'all find the balance. Only way y'all gonna find the balance is when y'all pay attention to the natures of life and the examples that's being displayed. You can either come and go like day and night, come and go like the tide, or you could be like what controls that being still and always present to control it. You follow? That part. In that, the controller, controls both sides. He is above that comings and goings, that instability. A lot of y'all say, man, my life unstable, but I just don't know why. It's because of that. Your whole perspective is unstable. This is what makes for the life to be unstable. And so it goes really deep. But most of y'all won't grasp the true essence of what I'm saying because you're currently in that instability. But when you learn, like I'm saying, and you find that balance, this has to do with your being fair and living, a balanced life. Balance being fair. But when you do find that balance, then you will see the comings and goings in others. Meaning people will take to you, then recede from you. Take to you and recede from you. This is just their normal natures, but you will notice it now. Most of y'all notice it, but it's a blowing off noticing, like, because you're coming and going too in that way. You get it? You're open to people, then you're like shy. Y'all like that in y'all natures, but not, y'all don't notice it beyond just noticing it like, well, yeah, we are, whatever. You follow? Probably like how you do right now. You say, yeah, I do notice that. Now, back to the video, nigga. You get it? Yeah, get back to the video now. What's the point of this shit? Like that, you notice things, but you don't care to notice. So it don't matter to you. Like that. You're in the comings and goings. You don't have no time to pay attention to nothing. You only have a short time before the going and then the coming back. This is not what you think, but this is how you move. Almost as if it is how you think. And that man have that instability with himself, mentally, emotionally, and physically, till he finds his balance. And so, learn to learn from nature. Like I said, learn to learn from nature. Man is in balance, meaning fair to man is when he get his way most of the time. 70% for me, 30 for you. So you just have to know that. Man is not delicate with things. Meaning, he wouldn't care if he mess up somebody else's mind. Man may not be wise, but he'll still teach you. You follow? Because he's not thinking about your mind. He's only thinking about his 70%. Don't matter if you get the lesser parts. Like that. You can't trust man because his nature ain't in line with nature. It's in line with the comings and the goings. Most people think they're going to benefit off their imbalance. And so you get my point? The perspective is in balance, so it is supportive to that. You ever hear somebody say, it don't make no sense to be good. It seems like the bad people the ones winning. It's because they live dishonor or they are dishonorable in their ways is why they see it that way. Now, if you have a half a brain, whoever they talking about probably in jail, or dead, or worse. That part. But they ain't noticed that part. You'd have to tell them, like, isn't that person in jail for really long and they only had a little moment? Like that. I'll say, man, Alpo won. Those that live dishonor, that's how they see it. If you live balance and honor, you say, hell no, he didn't. He got a few good years in the streets and 30 in jail. And then a few good years on the street. Comings and goings. Do you see that? A few good years on the streets, 30 in jail. A few good years back on the streets, dead. When you don't learn, then you get caught in the comings and the goings. Oh my God, what is it with these trolls this evening? And so hopefully you guys grasp. Knight said, so I'm alone. Some of you guys are young, so you're not grasping anything being said. You have no experience, you know. You have no experience to apply what's being said. It's like reading a book and not knowing what it's about. So then you just, you feel me? Come to any conclusion. But not the conclusion that was intended for you to get. And so like I said, a lot of y'all are young. I guess y'all think wisdom is a style. If you young, and you're projecting off as if you're wise, this is the pinnacles of stupidity. You think you realize that. You follow? So just keep that in mind if you're young. If you're trying to project it off as if you're wise, you are not of an age to be wise. You are just mimicking things you've seen. You follow? And anyone with experience know that. Ain't no way you gonna be wise in your 20s. If you're 24 years old, you only technically been a grown-up for 4 years. 4 years old as a grown-up. That's a baby. If you're 25, you a 5-year-old grown-up. No, you a 4-year-old. If you 26, you a 5-year-old grown-up. You follow? I'm 20 as a grown-up. I'm 1 year from being a grown-up twat. That part. Do you get it? If you in your 20s and you think you wise, so kids, this is how people stunt themselves from becoming grown. I'm sorry, I have to stop this video. These flies are just killing me. But let me finish this last thing I was saying. This is how people never grow up. Usually women, but men too sometimes as kids. Teenage years. Start to pretend like they're grown or view themselves as grown. But like I said, it's a pretending that they're grown. As that person gets older and older, and they are grown now, they will be what they thought grown was when they was a kid. Say you 17 years old, you got this perspective of what you think grown is, and you feel like you that grown. When you 30 years old, you gonna be that perspective of what you thought grown was at 17. Meaning you gonna become what you thought grown was at 17, because at 17 you say you was grown, and grown is the end. Once one sees themselves as grown, so there's no more growth to come after. You be in life long enough, you realize there's no such thing as grown. Like I said, grown is an end. There's just continually growing, and when your ass stop growing, so it's over. And so you just want to grow forever, making sure you always share whatever's not growing, because that's weeds. And so you view life in that way. I have to grow. Most of you guys will say, what makes one grown? Or what is growing? And you get more stable emotionally, mentally, and physically in your ways. Y'all do not see all y'all imbalances threefold. Like, y'all don't see y'all mental imbalances, emotional. This is the spirit. Emotional imbalances, and y'all don't see y'all physical imbalances. And follow? Some of y'all are fat. This is a reflection of your imbalance. Some of y'all like to take muscle steroids and different supplements, and you don't see yourself. You see from your imbalance, but it is revealed. You follow? Let's say you 18, 19 years old. When you turn 40, you're going to be fat. But it's because now, while you 18, 19 right now, taking those supplements, trying to make yourself have a grown-up body before time. All the adults in my time did that. And all the adults before their time did that. But no adults from no times tell the people that. Like, yo, you know that fat problem you got? A little belly problem you got? We ain't talking about the gut. Meaning, most of my friends took, the GNC products at some point when they reached their late teens. Then it gave them dick and stomach problems. Like, you get my point? But this is not said for some reason. Now let's say you 15, 16 right now. Those that's 21 not gonna tell you like, yeah, I took supplements and I was lifting weights and stuff like that. Or trying to work out and make myself, have a diesel man body. That catch up to y'all later. You follow? As opposed to you just letting yourself grow like you're not gonna be dead tomorrow. And so there's a lot of simple things like that that's overlooked because y'all look through y'all imbalances. You get my point? I'm giving you that example so you can grasp all is already known. If you 19, 18, I could tell you what you're doing and what's going to happen because it already happened. It happened every generation. In that, you got to have a mind to know, damn, everybody older than me already know everything I'm going through and everything I'm capping. They just don't say nothing. Why? They cap themselves out too. Same reason why you don't say nothing. Nobody do. It's a weird thing in life. And so do you follow? Growth is becoming more stable, secure with self. It's stability. And that all starts with one being fair in their ways. This is balance. You have to start seeing life from the fair. You see how y'all seek out free? Say, Solace, I want free wisdom. Free ain't better. Free is bare minimum. And don't ever let yourself forget that. I don't care what it is, clothes, food, anything. If it say free, you getting bare minimum, if even that. And so you don't want to look for free. I mean, everybody gonna go through their hardships, things like that. But you want to get to a place where you ain't looking for free. This is like a step off stage towards one being fair. You follow? Some of y'all might say, man, I don't take free shit because I know the people that really need it and I ain't really doing that bad. This is a sign of responsibility. Say I ain't gonna do that. I don't even really need it. I'll be getting free shit and throwing it away. Giving out free food, I bit 2 bites of that, threw that away. Somebody could have ate that needed that. Some of y'all don't have that mind. You say, I wouldn't care. If they giving away something free, I'm taking it. She giving away free vagina, I'm taking it. Now you all in the clinic. And you're spicy. Dick on fire. And so you get my point? You want to get the mind off the ground. You follow me? This is the splendor of self. Meaning a lot of people, physically they think they high, but mentally they on the ground. Emotionally they laying on the ground. And so you have to pick your perspective up. Now everybody's responsible for their self. And everybody like to worry about everybody else. And if everybody else doing what they supposed to be doing. But if everybody makes sure they're fair and they do the right things, then the whole world be fair. If I do what I'm supposed to do and make sure I'm being fair, not if you are, but just make sure I do what I'm supposed to do. And you do the same and everybody do that. Tend to their own goddamn self. That means everybody in the world doing what they supposed to be doing, and that is going to reflect it in the world. Man want to change the world, but he don't start with himself. And then get everybody in the world to start with theyself. Man say, I gotta change the world. Then he start trying to tell people shit. Do this, do that, think like me. Why? You want to change the world? Change your own goddamn self, and then you tell the next person, change yourself. Be fair. If we was fair in our way, then y'all wouldn't be slaves. Meaning y'all wouldn't have to sell y'all time to buy back resources, rice, fruit, whatever y'all like to eat. Y'all work to pay y'all rent and buy food and clothing. This is all resources that's free. Did anything in life come out the sky and say, this person will own America And that no. Man conquer and develop and he make his own rules and people go with it. But that's made up. Everything you live is made up. You follow? In your city, if you shoot a man, you go to jail. That's made up. You go out in nature and look at the animals and everything that live in nature, then your grass. Oh yeah, that is made up. A man just conquered this area and developed, meaning built it up. And then he say, I own this shit. Don't nobody better touch it. And it's the rules in here, nigga. And that's all that really happened in real life. You live in New York, that's what happened in real life. Colonizers came over here, niggas said, I'm taking this part. And the niggas over in Puerto Rico said, I'm taking over here. And then they named it and built it. And all the people that was living over there, they taught them their ways. And they said, this is the rules, nigga. It don't matter if you was living here before I got here. I made this place a named place and I built it. And you can't move this shit I built. And you can't have it even, nigga, because it's mine. And so this is my place. It's like a nigga move into your empty apartment, bring his furniture, and then say, don't touch my shit. It's mine. This my house. He start making rules about what you can and can't do. Because he say all the shit in the house his. So don't touch nothing. It don't matter if it's your house. The fridge mine, don't eat nothing. That's what they did. Came here, took over, made up their own rules. Before jail, it was the hot box. This is when your city was just a plantation and it had a plantation master. And the slaves, they lived in the back house. That's basically like to say the projects in the back of the goddamn big house. Whole bunch of little sheds. This is where the project system. Everything you see in your city is just the bigger plantation. And the plantation master made rules for that little bit of space he had. He said if you run away, then you're getting locked up in the hot box. If you come inside the goddamn house, you're going in the hot box. The house is the White House, nigga, but this is when it's on the plantation. That's what it was called. If you're wondering where the White House come from and why does it look like a big, super big plantation and a jail. Nigga, that's why. Because back in slave times, plantation master, the big house, was called the White House because all the motherfucking slaves was black and everybody in that bitch was white. This nigga, that's the White House. We live out in the back house, nigga. In the back of that motherfucker. Y'all think I'm joking when I say that. The White House come from plantation times. It don't matter what plantation you went to. The slaves was black. They called the master's house the White House. Cause only the white people went in there. The closest nigga to get near was light skin, white skin. Nigga look like Beyonce. Where you don't know, like, look like Beyonce mama, where you like, I ain't even sure if she black. But that's as close as you getting in there. Motherfucker slaves is cooking in the back house and they bring that shit into the White House. And hurry up and get out of there. Get your dirty ass out the White House where you make it dirty. And so again, the place you live in is based on the plantation. Meaning the plantation just became the whole goddamn country. And y'all don't live in the back house no more. Y'all can just pick where y'all want to live. In the past, the slave worked on the plantation and then the slave paid like $5. The slave able to eat and the slave is housed. That plantation became the whole, you get it? Meaning everywhere was developed over time. And so now the whole place y'all live in is the same as the plantation. Just imagine if the plantation is as big as a whole city. So now the plantation master say, this is my house. And you niggas can go pick wherever y'all want to live. I own all this shit though. Being as though I can't keep an eye on you niggas, I made monopoly. If you want some resources or something, nigga, you need this paper. Say, how we get that paper? You gotta work. You got to slave, nigga. You say, well, why can't I just pluck an apple off the tree like we used to? Because I'm hungry. Because I took all the trees, motherfucker. That's why. I'm telling to y'all how it really is. Go outside your door. Do you see an apple tree? A pear tree, nigga? Again, master say I took all that shit, nigga. If you want an apple, slave. And I'll give you these papers, nigga. And then you can go on down to my store and buy back the apples that was all over this place for free. I took them. This is literally what we live. And if I'm lying, then grow an apple tree in your front yard and see if the city don't find you. Start a whole farm in your front yard and see what happened to you. That part. You won't grow nothing. You won't be self-dependent feeding yourself. You gonna go to the supermarket. Because there you gotta pay. And so you know what that means? You gonna be on a slave train, nigga, getting that goddamn paper. That's make-believe shit. That's a monopoly game. That part. Resources is the wealth, it's everything y'all buy. They make the paper and took the resources and y'all lost on the paper game. Buying back watered down resources. A leather come from animal hide. Last time I checked, animals walking all around, but y'all got no access and y'all ain't allowed to kill animals. Only the plantation master is. He kill all the animals, and he make watered down leather coats, and he put them in places called Macy's and shit like that. Them his places. And you can work there, nigga, if you want a leather coat. Now, if I ask most of y'all, man, do y'all know how to skin an animal? And process that skin over into leather? Most of y'all say no. We not allowed to do that, Mr. Solace. And so y'all will work forever for whatever y'all need. In the past, you go outside, you shoot a goddamn buffalo, because this nigga tried to attack you. Then you made 3 or 4 leather coats and some mink coats and all kind of shit. And that's free on a house on nature. Just be balanced in your way. Lest you kill every goddamn thing being greedy. How many leather coats you need? Because that's an animal. Babylon, they do it different. They say kill all the animals. Take all the good shit. And sell these niggas all the fake shit after they slave for this monopoly paper. And you know something else? We gonna sell them this game called Monopoly, which is about just exactly what we did to them. We're gonna make some more money off that. And that's literally how that works. You ever played Monopoly? You play in reality. That part. Y'all borrowing from the bank and going to jail, nigga. And running around the block in circles. And so before that game was for sale, that game was the blueprint of how you run a city or start one. First you get forest land. You chop all the trees down and build up a whole bunch of shit. And then you make fake papers and be like, listen man, I know you're hungry, slave. Give you some papers, then you can go to my store and buy some stuff. This is my monopoly game. You living in it, but who cares? That's where we live. There you go. Exploitation at its finest, nigga. Simple genius. Most y'all that went clean over y'all head. I say, damn, I never even thought on that, big baby Solace. I was just thinking about getting a new job. And so, we gonna be slaving for a long time. Because most ain't noticed that. That part. Y'all live plantation. Y'all niggas is voting on master. The White House is the plantation house, nigga, where masters stay. Every 4 years, y'all vote on a new master. He's like, Solace, who you voting on? Shoe, slave. That's slave talk, nigga. Huh? Oh. I don't vote on masters, nigga. I'm my own master. That part. moment I acknowledge that shit, I'm a slave. I wouldn't care what game a nigga set up and play. And wherever I'm at, I ain't got to play with him. And so you ain't never gonna see me down voting nowhere. Not for no president, unless it's for my own self. If I'm gonna vote for you to rule the world, nigga, why would I skip over myself first? You say you gonna vote for Trump? Why would I skip over my own self first? You ain't in the runnings, Trump is. Well, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Masters don't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't voting on nobody. I'm free. And I'm free to do as I choose, according to what I know. Some of y'all say that ain't true. I don't know what you talking about. I do whatever I want, whenever I want. Because the last time I checked, they made all this shit up. Last time I checked, this is a sin against man, nigga. In that, I'll do what I want. You know how I know I can? Because they did what they want. On a bigger scale. When I do what I want, I ain't nobody got nothing to do with it. They're doing what they want, got to do with all of us. That part. And so I wish a nigga would tell me I can't do what I want. I'm about to sue the city for that smoke shit they pulled. Feel sick. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I feel sick. My heart hurt. That smoke came through here. So y'all like, yeah, we need to get a petition going, my nigga. I ain't even playing. We can go over there. The more, the merrier. The more likely gonna get it. Go up in there about 1,000 deep all coughing. Ha! I can't breathe. I'm going to die next week, nigga. I feel it. I need my money now. We going in desperate. We need our money now. We might not make it to the case over, nigga. We need a loan against the shit. They gotta work like that. I make them settle fast. Just give us 50 billion. He said, dumb no. Just give us 50 billion. We'll figure it out from there. The way I see it, when niggas got that money for the World Trade Center smoke, I don't see no difference. Nigga, the whole sky turned red. I almost shitted on myself. I'm one tough motherfucker, but I almost shitted on myself. I'm in La La Land when all that happened. Writing a dope ass rhyme. There's that nigga. Coke melt at 98 degrees Celsius. I write the dopest rhyme you ever heard. Next thing you know, I looked. Next thing you know, I looked up. I said, "Damn, it looked like it's." They ain't say nothing about rain today. Nigga, I went up, opened up the front door. Whoosh. I said, "Oh shit!" I knew I taste iron in my throat. I looked up because I'm like, niggas is having a cookout? Everybody was at work. You know how you could taste cookout in your throat? I'm like, what the fuck is that charcoal? It was burgundy outside. I said, what the fuck? It's about to be a hell of a storm out here. And I opened up the front door. I mean, it was so bad, niggas was standing in front of their crib because they like, it's worse in the house, big baby. What the fuck? I had my windows open. If you had your windows open, all that shit flew into your house, so you had to open up your door. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm suing. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm suing. I feel sick and my eyes burn. And that ain't even no cap. That's the truth. Like, my eyes been hella mucusy, man. And my skin just getting dry. That shit's still happening right now. They just don't say nothing no more. But the other day it happened, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? They didn't even say it was gonna get it. It happened for like a half an hour. The whole sky just went foggy. I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, that ain't a cloud. That's that fog, that smoke shit. The motherfucker I was with didn't even notice until I said it. I was like, oh yeah, that is. and went right back to doing whatever. I say, yeah, niggas is crazy. And so that shit's happening every day. Whatever they said it was, yeah, every day. And so y'all better start paying attention to yourselves. Because some of y'all can catch sickness before it really set in. Meaning some of y'all might have a little charcoaly taste in your throat, all little and you so greedy and shit, you don't even pay it no mind. You eating this shit, you like, fuck, that ain't nothing. Pay attention to yourself. You get it? Kind of get a flow of self. That way when something out of order, you know, because you like, I have a pattern. Like, start to become aware of your pattern and everything with self. And that you'll know when your iron low, your vitamin D low, everything just naturally from the way you feel. And so, kind of grass shit, toxic, yeah, they, you know, like in the Bible, when the Bible said, like, the Lord wanted to destroy man, they do that ever so often. That's just like a reboot, like a computer thing. You shut this shit off and let it come back on. Like, ever so often, they just do that. I know y'all think the Bible got to do with God, but I explain what it got to do with. And so, like I said, we just living through that part, like one of those again. But this ain't the second time, or the third, or the fourth. I don't even know what time this is, but this always happens. We live in the middle part of Earth, meaning you got mad countries or islands or lands all around us, but y'all just familiar with the ones that the United Nations do. You get it? The United Nations is just a group of nations that trade and do things together. They only recognize each other because of that reason. There's other countries and islands y'all never heard of right next door to y'all. But do you get it? There's no trade happening, so they don't deal with them. They're not on no maps. We don't fly to that place because there's no trade of dealings. Maybe our leaders don't like their leaders. Or maybe just since like generations ago, niggas stopped fucking with each other. If you lost, think about Cuba. Cuba and America don't really fuck with each other. Maybe 50, 60 years from now, y'all won't even see Cuba on the goddamn map. It's right there by Florida, they know that. But do you get it? There's gonna be niggas that live right in Miami, Florida, and you telling them, man, I'm trying to go to Cuba, and they like, what the fuck is that? Nigga, Cuba right there. They like, I always seen that little shit out there. What is that? Like that. I always seen that fuzzy. I thought that was some land. What is that? That part. 20 years from now, this gonna be you talking to a fucking kid. Nigga, Cuba. They like, that shit ain't on no map. What you talking about, nigga? China, Russia, these gonna be other places. 30, 40 years from now, you gonna be talking to the young, telling them like, nigga, Russia? And they gonna be looking at you like, huh? Where the fuck is that at? It ain't gonna be on no maps, ain't no planes gonna be going to Russia. Ain't gonna be no dealings with them niggas. Like that, you got a bunch of United Nations. We a part of a United Nations. This is a whole bunch of countries that just acknowledge one another. You follow? This is what you call an intergovernmental agency. The Red Cross is another one. The Red Cross recognizes, the United Nations recognize like 195 countries, let's say. The Red Cross recognized about 220. So it make you wonder like, hold on, I thought it was only 195 countries. How the Red Cross know more countries? The Red Cross got to do with disasters, so you get it? Other countries that don't deal with us might deal with them. And so let's go back to the times of old, like I told y'all. There's countries all around. Y'all think of Epstein Islands. Y'all ain't know that shit was in existence. He could have built the whole... That shit is a real country, but you get it? They're calling it Epstein Islands, but it's just the land of little girls, like... There's a lot of shit y'all don't know. But that's just the place you go where it's just little kids there and you get to have sex with them. And if your ass ain't rich, you don't even need to know it exists. And the beans just got spilled on that, and he just the fall man. And that place still is what it always been. Little kid sex heaven, nigga. Fair enough, you get it? You got places, you got islands near South America, well beyond South America, you know, like Argentina and shit, beyond that. Them the lands of the nymphs. Fat chicks that'll rape you, like, if you pull up there. And these ain't myths, this real life. You got whole countries of fat chicks. That part. They ain't got technology and civilization, you feel me? They see a man, that nigga getting fucked on the spot, they will kill this nigga. They ain't had dick. You get it? Nigga, what? Strange places on earth that you never heard of. This shit is all real. Just go back to ancient times. Like I told y'all, Atlantis is Antarctica. Antarctica fell from the North Pole to the South Pole. To the bottom of the ocean. The oceans go down to the south. This is why if you look at a map, or look at it like a digital globe, Google Maps, you'll see like North America is missing shit. Greenland look like it's missing. You get it? And if you go to South America, you'll see it's look like it's missing where Greenland would be. You get it? Like a puzzle. Like I said, Antarctica fell from the north. And so all them places of old y'all heard about, they still around. They just older than the newer places. So they just don't have to deal with y'all and they dictate what we do. Like, do that make sense? Portugal, Spain, and Italy were developed countries doing trade with other countries, even as far as fucking Japan. I'ma say it again. Portugal, Italy, and Spain was doing trade with Africa all the way to China. Back when North America wasn't even North America, it was just forest land. They went over there, colonized that whole continent that we live on now called North America. Do you follow? Y'all wouldn't know Spain and Italy if they ain't want y'all to. Like that. Them countries been in existence, nigga. You only know of them because they let you. And just a baby version of them. You get it? America just baby England. They like red, white, and blue thing. And so, like that. There's different seniority in the countries. Somebody from Spain is before Puerto Rico. You follow? That nation or them lands, meaning developed as a nation of people, come before the nation of Puerto Rico. They forefathers, they made them. Like that. Now, do you think if I tell a Puerto Rican, before those from Portuguese, Italy, and Spain came over there, y'all were just black ass indigenous people running around butt naked in the forest, living with the animals like uncivilized indigenous people do. And then those Europeans, you know, the Portuguese, the Spanish, and the Italians, Portuguese, Italy, and Spain, those white people They came over here, mixed breeded in with you niggas, made some of you niggas slaves, meaning they took you niggas and domesticated y'all. Mix this black nigga with this white nigga. Domesticated y'all, developed the place y'all live in. He made y'all. Like, you follow? Man don't realize he like a domesticated pet. He don't want to accept that. So, but that's the reality. Spain is the Portugal, Spain, and Italy. Man, they the shepherds of a Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans is they sheep, meaning they made them people. They domesticated them people. Do you follow? The same way your nigga domesticate pit bulls. Say, I'm gonna mix this red pit with this blue pit, and we gonna make this money. Again, slaves was sold in the past, right? That part. If you wondering why they do that, they was selling niggas. What are you? Y'all don't know slavery no more? That part. That's what slavery is. Ain't no slavery. Is going to the forest, find uncivilized man. They steal like animals and hunt their ass. That part. That's your ancient science or your ancient myths when they be talking about making monkeys into man. That part. You go to a forest or lands that ain't being developed, you're gonna find indigenous people. They uncivilized. We ain't talking about Native Americans and Indians. That's after that. We talking about the first contact. That part. They butt naked, got twigs and shit on them. They moving like animals and speaking in hand languages. I shared the video with my channel members of indigenous people so y'all could see, like, and if you watch that video and you a channel member of mine, you see how they was touching the white man's hand. They thought his skin had paint on it. They was touching his hair like, hell nah. He gave them rice with salt on it. They was knocking on their head like, that mean good to them. The other one he gave him, he could do that shit in his mouth. He said, you gotta watch that shit. Become a channel member. It's still up there, I think. That shit the funniest. It's funny as hell when you see like white people first have contact with them. It give you a perspective of what happened here and everywhere else. But it's all a domestication thing. Meaning, it's that Nimrod wisdom, that knowledge of old, Shepherd King thing. The man, when he's dealing with the Jews, they taught the eldest son this wisdom. How to make monkeys out of men, how to make man out of monkeys, and rule over them. And so now y'all live in the city, y'all work, y'all do whatever y'all do, but y'all never think on, damn, how did we get like this? Y'all was like animals running free in the forest before they pulled up. Then they domesticated y'all. You know, slaves, and they got shit from all over. Mix you with this white motherfucker, this color, and just make all kind of different kinds. That part. That's everywhere. With the Haitians, the French came over there. That's why they speak French. And they domesticated them motherfuckers over there. They was indigenous people at the time. Uncivilized, like everywhere, like animals. And they just splice and mix breed them out. That's what domestication is. When you just splice, breed something out to death, like. Mix this black ass nigga with that white nigga and take those babies and mix them with white motherfuckers to make them whiter, and then mix them back with a black one so we get a Puerto Rican. Right? Mix a black person with a white person, you get a Puerto Rican, my nigga. I'm trying to tell y'all, my nigga. Italy, Portuguese, and Spain is over in Europe. White nations, they white people, Europeans. But when you mix a white nigga with a black skin nigga, you get a Puerto Rican. Everybody know that. If you Puerto Rican and you wondering like, damn, how did we become Puerto Ricans? Nigga, they made y'all, like, mix the black and the white. You get it in between. Call that shit, oh yeah. White people so disrespectful. But y'all don't get nothing, so it don't even matter. Again, mix a black one with a white one and call it a oh yeah. Just like that, nigga. It's a deep thing. Y'all have to grasp. Now, I have to kill these spots. They all just getting on my last nerves. I'll come back and give y'all some real history. Because y'all learning fake history. But I'll come back and I'll give y'all real history from the beginnings of this weird stuff we live called, mind games and slavery. I got you niggas under light sorcery. Red light, green light sorcery. They sell you niggas everything they put on y'all. Y'all slaves to lights. If a light turn red, you stop. Ain't nobody around to make you do nothing. The light control you. And they got that sold that shit as a kid game too. Red light, green light. Shit go deep. Y'all think this is a joke. Ain't nothing more disrespectful than sinning against a motherfucker than selling them what you did to them. Like, yeah, this is a good game, ain't it? You did that to them. They playing that shit like, yeah, I don't borrow from the brain. It's y'all playing Monopoly with y'all kids and shit. Really living that part. They got the fake money in the game and all that shit. Oh, money fake. I wouldn't give a fuck what kind of money. You thought I was talking about just the Monopoly money? No, they got the fake ass papers in the game just like in real life, nigga. Yeah. Fake ass money, nigga. Money is resources. Last time I checked, that's how you make everything we got in life. Through the resources, not through papers. That part. That's the slave part. After you make some shit and you got the wealth and the resource, you let the slaves do it all that. Who got the papers to get it. But this is beneath you. You don't need papers. You're not dealing with that. You're dealing with resources. You're trading with other places for their resources. You think America care about paper? You think they trading papers with niggas over in Saudi Arabia? No, they're trading resources. Real wealth. Oil, shit like that. Resources. That's wealth. Rich is just money. That's some shit where you just, it's a game. You're never rich. You're just playing games with papers. And so this is where most of us live. Most of y'all have not awakened out of that matrix, nigga. Y'all be talking about video game matrices and movie matrices. Y'all live in the grid system, nigga. Niggas reaching for movies. Man, Solace, you gotta get up on. I'm telling you, man, we live inside a fish tank. And the glass dome ceiling, nigga, ain't none of that needed to trap a stupid ass man. Did I catch it? None of that needed to catch a stupid ass man. You don't need no glass ceiling, nigga. All you got to do is build something called streets. And it's a grid line system. And you know that man gonna walk around his block for the rest of his fucking life? He'll be trapped in that grid system like a mice in the maze. The mice in the maze, that whole study was just to figure out like how to trap men, the nature of mankind. You say if you build a maze and put food in that shit, the mice won't never leave the maze. When you put the mice in the maze, they try to get out the maze, but once you put food in the maze, these niggas start hiding food all around in the maze for later. They never leave the maze. The scientists said, that's deep. Let's build a city, a grid line, make it like a maze. And then we'll put like food. Like I said, a nigga will be the same nigga you seen this morning when you was going to work, standing on the corner, he was stealing when you got back. You don't want to leave that block, boy. You trapped in the grid. You're trapped in the matrix. Grasp. They got y'all in the matrix, but it ain't got nothing to do with a movie. It got to do with real life. The thing y'all avoid. So y'all look at my fucking YouTube, Solace. Because I think I almost got it. You take your ass outside and open your eyeballs, you will see clear as day how you live in the matrix. Again, grid lines. How your city blocks is and how y'all trapped in them. If I tell y'all, let's go get land and just leave all this shit, then you niggas say, nah, that ain't never gonna work. Bitch, it ain't working for you in the city. Wouldn't matter. This nigga lost in the matrix, nigga. Again, y'all going to jail and getting shot in y'all head, nigga. So the man said, let's just leave the cities. Nigga said that would never work. Yeah, because he's a mice in the maze. And it's most of y'all. They got you lost in the matrix, nigga. You think if you leave your grid system, you dead. Not literally, but literally. So you say, I was just going to take a vacation. Because if I go too far from that motherfucker, that they got y'all highly brainwashed into the matrix, which is all outside. And y'all lost on TV looking for it. Oh, it's a deep thing. Biggles here, wisest man alive. The splendor. Solace.